channel. We are brought to you by Soda Online today. We're not just met with, she's not just a guest, but today to me, she feels like a sponsor because y'all have not seen her work. She is that good at what she does. So I'm really, really, really happy to kick off this 6 day stretch where I take the time to interview my content creator besties in regards to mental health as we're closing out Mental Health Awareness Month. And you're the first one that's on the docket, and I am super, super excited to interview you today. Can you
Well,
introduce
I'm
yourself to
excited
my
to be
audience?
here. Yeah, thanks again. So I'm Soda, aka Holly. You could call me either. And I am an artist and a podcaster, and I talk a lot about mental health. So I was really excited that this was Mental Health Month, Awareness Month, that we could talk all about this stuff. It's something that's been a huge part of my life. So yeah, I'm an open book about all that stuff. So I'm excited for the questions today and how it relates to creativity.
Okay. So I got my other phone right here, y'all. Let's get it going. I don't have a card like Steve Harvey, so yeah, I'm gonna use my phone. So Holly, how do you manage stress and anxiety as a creative?
Yeah, I think that having multiple ways to create and being able to create anywhere with anything has been a huge thing for me because, sometimes I'll want to draw, but I'm not in a situation where I can draw. And just having these multiple sort of outlets for me, kind of wherever I go, maybe I want to write something down, maybe I want to, think of a song in my head, maybe podcast idea, whatever it is, just having something and really diversifying what I do because sometimes I become with I am autistic. I'm on the autism spectrum and I tend to get very obsessed with things, very very obsessed, and it could be unhealthy. So I really try to find a lot of balance in all of that in my creation so I don't get too obsessed with anything. So that's a big way that I try to deal with stress.
I love it because I know for me as a creative that I use art as a way to express myself when I feel voiceless, and it's just pick a medium. So I absolutely love that, and I want to thank you so much for answering that. And hello to Sunset Money, and hello to Sipping with. Okay, this is where Charente needs glasses, y'all. I think it's
Serum,
Shermagic,
yeah,
Sarah
share
Magic,
magic.
maybe Sarah Magic. That is a cool way to spell that. Okay,
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. So, question for you. You given me that. Do you have anything else that you do for your self care and to keep motivated at creating and expressing?
Yeah, this idea of self-care is something that I've been thinking about a lot. So last year, I interviewed someone about the topic of self-care. Someone named Dr. Tanya Powell. She has a book called I Choose Me that's all about self-care, and she completely changed my perspective on what self-care is, especially for us artists, especially as introverts. She talked about how self-care is doing the hard work that we don't want to do. It's not procrastinating on things we can't procrastinate on that's going to cause us stress later. It's about seeing red flags ahead of time in people and things that are going to cause you distress. It's for me, it's so much more than, yeah, it's important to take breaks and to give yourself grace, but to really, if you don't take care of those things ahead of time that you really don't want to do, it can lead to so much harm later on that's gonna cause so much anxiety that you're gonna need like a lot of time off with if you don't take care of it ahead of time. So that's been something that, these last 6 months I've really, really been focusing on. And I feel like my mental health has been so much better than it normally is because I do have what I call seasonal bipolar. Kind of, it's seasonal affection disorder, but it's like half the year I'll be in depression and half the year I'll be in mania, and this is the biggest thing that has helped me kind of calm that down a little bit is just doing things when they need to be done, which is really hard.
I'm nodding because I've experienced so many times where I burnt out. I got appendicitis twice. Like, I've had a lot happen because of go, 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 but failing to put on my calendar me. I always put everyone else, but I never put me.
Yeah.
And one thing, it's gonna sound so silly, that I put on my calendar is eat for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. And I put a certain time because I forget to legitly just eat and do basic things to take care of me. So I completely get it. And I need to I need to listen to that book because I like books. I
Yeah.
like books.
Yeah, she has an amazing story, so I definitely recommend it.
Or go back to your podcast. Wait, what is your name of your podcast?
Oh,
You have said
yeah,
it, but you didn't say it.
I didn't say it. So,
Pause.
my podcast is called The Success Palette, and it's basically everything that I wish I was taught in school about how to be successful in the arts as a creative. So, it talks about mindset stuff, avoiding burnout and all that kind of stuff, tips for anxiety, but it also talks about tips for social media, SEO, just all these things that we're not really taught as, creatives of all types. So that's something that you are interested in. I'd love for you to join me. Again, it's called the Success Palette.
And where can they find this? It's on
You can find it.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's on. I finally got it on YouTube recently. I struggled a bit with it. Um, I've had it since November and I just barely have it started it on YouTube, but it's on. You could go to the successpalette.com and it has links to all the different, Spotify, all of the different platforms.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I have to make sure we know where to go because you gave us some
And
goodness.
something extra I do for all my guests, they all get a cartoon of them. So they're really
What?
cute. So if you want to come on and be a guest, you get an adorable little Powerpuff Girl style cartoon.
Now you're speaking my stuff. Like, y'all, if y'all know, you know. Okay. Like, I'm loving it. Hey, Dr. Fashion, how you doing today? And she said sear magic. We were great. High five. High five. Yes. Okay, next question. The next one was, have you ever experienced burnout? That I love how this like naturally just leads itself to the next question.
Yeah, I mean, so again, so during the summer, I get pretty. I do so much. Like I am just, I get really excited about everything, get really obsessed. And then, yeah, and then during the winter, I just get depressed and I don't want to do anything. So I try to be like a little squirrel and like make as much content as I am able to during the summer so that during the winter, when I am dealing with my depression, I am able to, I save it for the winter and then I'm able to still somewhat post even if it's not as much. And that's again been able to help me a lot with not becoming too like hard on myself when I can't post the way that I want to during the winter time. So just getting things ahead of time has been a huge help for me.
Being proactive, y'all. Being proactive is 20 times better than being reactive and coming from a place of frustration, anger, and not feeling like you're worthy or undeserving when you are. It's just you gotta flip
Exactly.
it. Just flip her. Let's see. I've never heard of seasonal depression until this year. It's a real thing. Yes. I'm just going,
Mhm.
yes. Especially depending on where you are in the country. If you're within the United States, there's certain areas where they experience less sun. So it is also like it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was really bad. I lived in Utah for a little bit and it was really bad, but even here in California, I still struggle. When I was in Florida, it was just kind of weird. Like my body was like, "It's not changing seasons. Why isn't it changing? It needs to go through its depression." So it was all out of whack when I was living in Florida. But now California is like a little bit less. Um, like you do notice a shift in weather in California. So I
Hmm.
experience it, but not as much as in Utah.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that you know this about yourself and you've taken the time to know thyself because that's the first thing about self care. If you don't know
Yeah,
yourself, how can you really care for yourself if you don't really know yourself?
completely
Oh,
agree.
sorry, I'm trying to read the comments. Seasonal depression was high during oh, yes, the pandemic. The
Yeah.
pandemic. That's what I'm gonna call it, the pandemic. So my question to you is, oh, this is a fun one. What is the craziest thing that happened to you as a creative?
I have lots of stories, but I think the craziest stories all have to do with this idea of interconnectivity between humans and creativity. And so, okay, so here's a story. So, when I was 17 in high school, there was this painting of a dragon that I wanted to use as a reference photo for one of my paintings. And I just felt this connection with this painting of this dragon. So I did this painting. It ended up getting lost, but I still always remembered it. So 11 years later, I am looking for my brother who's 10 years younger than me. We were separated. He lived in Italy. I lived in America here in California. And I was working with a detective to find him because he just turned 18. We were looking through his profile pictures, like on Facebook. He's like, I think I found him. And one of his profile pictures was that same dragon picture that he had used in an art project when he was 17 out of the millions of dragon paintings out there. And he was the same age. He also became an artist. He didn't know anything about me. It was a closed adoption. He didn't know anything about his family. He didn't know we were artists ourselves. And so I studied animation. He also went into animation. He didn't know me. And we had that like crazy psychic creative connection. So, stories like that, like really remind me how art can connect us to each other in these ridiculous ways.
I'm about to start crying because I understand that. So similar to I had have a really like I would go really fast, but recently I was on the Instagram scrolling as I do, and I've been wanting to think about doing a different type of photo shoot. It's called a boudoir. Okay, and this is not getting released nowhere online, just so y'all know this. Thank you. But I saw it, and they said we're going to give out free goddess sections. So I was like, I'm gonna sign up because you never know. So it tells me you have to look at their goddess Bible, which is just their portfolio of all these beautiful women with different stories. I hit page 2, and it's my biological sister when she did her photo shoot last year that I said, these shots are so beautiful. You look like an angel. Oh my God. Same photographer. They just opened a location
Wow.
out here in Vegas, and I was bawling. And then I went to the Facebook, and there was another photo of her, and I was gone. I was gone. I was like, you never know. You never know. And it's the interconnectedness of it all, like 6 degrees of separation, six
Yeah.
degrees of separation. And I love it. I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna hold it for right now. I will cry in the pool later. Um, do you? Oh, what challenges do you face that impact your mental health as a creative besides seasonal depression? Because you already did share
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think, so one of the big things for me is when I touch on it a little about this idea of obsession. And this kind of leads back to my brother and I being separated. So when I was 10, my mom abandoned me. She left for Italy and she was accepted into this art school. And she basically told me, like, I love you, but, art is my priority. And so now that I'm a mom, like this idea of ever like putting art above my own child is terrifying for me. And through these, I've been going a lot to the clubhouse rooms and just, you know, having people remind me that the best thing that I could do for my daughter is, you know, making art and, fulfilling my dreams, but still taking care of her. So I think the biggest, I was started having a lot of like PTSD flashbacks and feeling like I'm, it's selfish of me to just create. I need to be doing something more practical. And just that, like, guilt of wanting to create when I feel like I should be doing something else, but just knowing that I think the one of the ways that I try to, help with that is really understanding that importance that I need to fill my own cup before I could fill other people's. So that that's kind of like a, unique challenge, but it's something that I've definitely been struggling the last couple years.
I will say, as someone that my father actively chose not to be in my life, I can say that now, even though he wasn't in my life, generationally, there are things that I mimic of his behavior that I never knew. And I'm just gonna pour into you really fast because you're doing opposite of what your mom did. You are doing way more than enough because you're actively involved in your child's life. You didn't say art is above everything. You did what she didn't do. So you are doing way more than enough. And I just need you to know that you are already solving the problem because the problem already it doesn't even exist because you made sure the problem never existed because you didn't like the way that made you feel. So no, you are the best mommy ever. So just keep being you. Keep like just keep being you, baby, because you're doing way more than enough, more than you even realize you're doing because you're breaking that cycle for her to never have to experience that. And you're saving a lot of generations. So I'm so proud of you and
Mm.
I'm rooting for you. Please know that. Like from the bottom of my heart, I'm rooting for you and you're doing a great job. Just please, please, please know that.
Thanks. I love hearing that. Like sometimes, that, but just hearing it from someone else, especially what you said about the cycles. And, my grandma did that to my mom. My great grandma probably did it to her mom, and so it's just being reminded by people who can see that it really helps.
Breaking generational curses, whatever you want to call them. It's not the easiest, it's not for the faint of heart, but when you do it, you are saving the
Mm.
baby and you
Yeah.
did it. And I'm so proud of you. Oh, ooh, I have the feels all over my face right now, y'all. I can feel it. Okay, so I have two more questions for you. What advice would you give an aspiring creator who might be struggling with their mental health right now?
I would say, one, make sure that you have multiple support systems, multiple passions, multiple people that you can rely on. I would highly suggest finding something that's helped me a lot is finding a listening buddy, someone you can just check in with once a week to make sure, hey, are you okay? Are you okay back? And having those sort of human connections because we could get lost in our art. We love our art and we can become obsessed. And I've become obsessed in the past, and just having those human connections and having those communities that you can be involved with can really, really help.
I absolutely love it and I understand it. I know for me is that yes, I have a partner and it's life's partner, but sometimes I want to talk to someone else outside of that listening ear. And I will say, when you're choosing your listening ear, pay attention to them before you choose them as a listening ear. Are they telling you about other people and their secrets? Are they gossiping? Are they causing drama? Like, what's going on? Because if they are, 9 times out of 10, that listening ear is going to run their mouth about whatever you tell them. So check before you open your mouth because people will use your words against you. And I would not like for that to happen. So please choose that active listening buddy wisely. You can go to a friend, a family member, if you're that close, or you can go to a coach, a therapist, like your counselor. Like there are so many different listeners out here. It's amazing now in days. Like before they didn't really have as many listeners. Now you have so many people that are willing to just be there and to support you and to help you. And if you are really really struggling with your mental health right now, please know there are some national hotline numbers. Let me pull that up because I'm not going to give you the wrong one. Yes. One second because it went to help. There it goes. So that number is going to be go ahead and text 988. That is the suicide and crisis lifeline. If you're feeling that type of way, call that number or text that number as soon as you can, okay? Because you deserve to be here. You deserve to be to exist in the world around you. And do not make any permanent solutions to a temporary problem. That's also what I'm going to say, okay? Um, and my last question for you, girl. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Hmm. What is the funnest thing that you have created? Something that was just so fun that you did get a kind of like a little bit hyper fixated. That it was just you had to finish it right here, right now. What was that thing? What was that thing?
Ooh, the thing that I had the most fun with, I am going to say, I did a drawing recently that was the hardest, or I guess last year. It was for my friend's book. It was 2 characters, and it was everything about it was so, so challenging, like, um, it was I hadn't really drawn a lot of Black people before, so I wanted to make sure that it was perfect, like, I didn't wanna be offensive or anything, so I was working a lot with her, and they were wearing armor, and I don't know how to draw armor, I don't know how to draw a men's body, and it was so challenging. I spent, like, 17 hours on it or something, and I wanted to give up so many times, but I knew that this author, one of my very best friends, is was really excited for it, and just when I finished it and I showed her, she was like, "You brought these characters to life." And it's probably one of my favorite drawings I've done, and just, when I read her book now and I listen to it, I could see those characters, and I see them as my characters too, because I helped bring those characters to life, and so I would say that's probably my favorite art project I've ever done.
I absolutely love that question. Are we
Yes.
able to see that on these interwebs? Is it somewhere that we
It
can see
is,
this?
it's on my Instagram. You'll see two people kind of facing each other, a man and a woman, and it's, like, lots of browns and, beiges, and she's wearing, like, a blue outfit, and, it was something that I was really glad that people said it didn't look AI, because I was worried, I'm like, "I'm gonna spend 17 hours on this, and people are gonna be like, 'Oh, is this AI?'" But yeah, I was
Girl, you have me looking on your page. I'm just like, where is it? I'm about to find it. Think I won't. Wait. It doesn't say rest in peace, right? Does it?
No, no, that was
No, no,
that was
no.
another one.
That was another one. I'm gonna keep looking, y'all, because I gotta see this. No, because you said it's side by side. So that's why I was like, it shouldn't be too far.
You
Was like,
might see the profile picture of the girl, I think that's the image that it shows, and then you swipe.
okay, y'all. Sharente's gonna find it today. Okay, while we're on this live. Okay, that's something completely different. Is it?
I could tag you in it while if you wanna talk.
To go ahead and tag me in, and I'll go ahead and talk. This is why we are friends. Um, Thank you so much for your service, Dom. I greatly appreciate you, and to every armed forces member, Air Force, military, Marines, any branch that you served. I'm really grateful for you because we literally can't just be here having this awesome conversation without the work that you guys have done to make sure that we stay safe in this country. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate you because I did see your comment. So uh, you sent me the message. Okay, let me take a gander. Let me take a gander. Oh, girl, I kept overlooking it. It wasn't even intentional. Ooh. Oh, okay. She's good at what she does. I knew it. Okay. Oh, here. Let me turn off this light really fast, y'all, so you can actually see this. So let me turn this off. Okay. This is what she was talking about right here. Can you guys see it? Holly, is it good?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay, so There we go. We got the close ups. And there we have it. Her Instagram is Soda, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
KHAN
Sodakhan.
Art. Sodakhan Art. It's beautiful. I'm loving it. I see why it took you so long. I like the hair pattern. It's
Yeah,
accurate.
it was really I had never drawn hair like that before, and I had to get it exactly right.
You did a great job. Like, I absolutely love this. Y'all check it out on her page, October 30th, 2023. That's the date that it was posted. If you need a little bit of help with the posting date, that was beautiful. I knew you made beautiful art because I saw the Powder Puff and that already made me happy because I love the Powder Puff girls very, very much. So much so recently. I made a tickety talk, and it started off with sugar, spice, and everything nice. Then the special ingredient chemical X, and it was a product that I was showing. So I love it, and please know I love you. I appreciate you.
Aw.
I thank you for saying, "Hey, let's go on and get on Sunday." And I was like, "Sunday? I don't know if I could do Sunday, but you know what? Let's do it." And thank you so much for showing up for this live, showing up for yourself each and every day. I greatly appreciate it. I know your daughter greatly appreciates it, and everybody around you appreciates it because you emit love. And I really hope that you know that and you can feel it from your core. I really hope you know that.
Thanks. And
So,
and
yes.
to um it's KHAN. And thanks again for the military shout out. I'm a military spouse, so
Oh,
I
here,
didn't I
thank your spouse too for me. Thank you. I'm being
will. And
serious.
hopefully we mostly do it celebrate him on Veterans Day. Hopefully we won't need to celebrate him on Memorial Day, um
Oh,
but my grandpa died in the military, so we celebrate him a lot this weekend. So yeah, it's special for us.
I absolutely love that. Here, I just had a little heart. I was like, I absolutely love that
Yay.
because I know for me is that my hero, my we don't have to celebrate Memorial Day. I'm very thankful for that, but I still give thanks to all those that are still in the military that have lost their friends, their
Yeah.
family, or whoever they went in with. So big kudos to you guys.
And
Big kudos.
all of May is just military month. We had military spouse month, we have military child month or day, military child day, military service member day was the other day. So it's just like all of May. It's I try to like be extra grateful for all the members. So and thank you for who is it in the listening.
Oh,
uh,
it's sheer magic. Sheer magic.
Yes. So thank you
Yes.
too.
And thank you, Kiki, for coming through and being a mod. Thank you so much, Dr. Fashion, for being a mod. Thank you, everyone that has come today, that has poured in your love in the comment section. I greatly appreciate you. And hey, Alessandra Tapia, and I do remember you because it's your last name that I remember because I had a favorite teacher named Miss Tapia, and she taught us how to balance a checkbook. I remember her. I remember that name. I just the two correlate. I don't ask me how. So so thank you. Oh, where can they find you on YouTube and all the things? Like, how can they find you besides what you already provided?
Yeah, so most of where you can find me is just at Sodakhan Art. So again, it's Sodakhan. So my last name is Sodakhan, and I just like change the spelling of it. So that's
Here
where
we
it is.
go.
So Sodakhan Art,
There we go. So you guys can see it. Screenshot it if you need to screenshot it. Perfect. Thank you.
and then yeah, thesuccesspalette.com. You could find everywhere that has my podcast.
I love that. And I will, as soon as she sends it to me, I'll also put it in the replay description so you guys can easily find all these beautiful links down below. So thank you guys for joining us today. I will be back on at the boondocks of night. Yes, because we're going to talk about how me and one of my other content creator besties we went viral here on this particular platform, and we want to teach y'all how to do it, but also at the exact same time talk about it from a mental health standpoint and what we had to face in order to face you guys legitimately. So come back tomorrow. That talk is going to be at 10:30 with immediately Sierra, and we literally have 5 more amazing creators joining me on this particular platform. So I just want to thank you guys each. Please know that you guys are more than enough. You're doing more than enough. I'm proud of each and every single one of you, and I'm grateful that you continue to show up for yourself every day. Mwah! I love you guys, and bye bye.